Hi there, let's do review lesson number 55. Today's review includes the following. Lesson 21. I am determined to see things differently. What I see now are but signs of disease, disaster, and death. This cannot be what God created for His beloved son and daughters. The very fact that I see such things is proof that I do not understand God. This bears repeating, starting with sentence 2. What I see now are but signs of disease, disaster, and death. This cannot be what God created for His beloved child, beloved son, beloved daughter. The very fact that I see such things is proof that I do not understand God. Therefore, I also do not understand His son, His daughter, His child. What I see tells me that I do not know who I am. I am determined to see the witnesses to the truth in me, rather than those which show me an illusion of myself. This is a powerful statement. This speaks to the fact that God is the presence of love. God, the creator, the source of whatever it is that you want to call the essence of all that is pure love. It's life, it's eternal, it's energy. So when we walk around talking about deaths and funerals and lack and illnesses and fear, we don't know God because all of those things are blocks to God. They are what totally and completely delude our mind into believing that there is a God that would create something that God did not create. So we got to get really clear that if we are determined to see things differently, we got to find out what God is. Let's go on to a review of lesson 22. What I see is a form of vengeance. The world I see is hardly the representation of loving thoughts. It is a picture of attack on everything by everything. It is anything but a reflection of the love of God and the love of His Son. It is my own attack thoughts that give rise to this picture. My own attack thoughts. When I'm attacking the world, when I'm attacking myself, I am creating a world out there. I am projecting something out there that is not how God created me. And because I am projecting what is not of God, I cannot remember what God is because I'm lost in this illusion that is distracting me. That's why we suffer so much, because we all innately want love. We all innately want peace, but we are looking into a world that was created to deny the peace and the love that God is. So we can't find it out there. It will never be out there, which is why we have to come inside, come to know what God is inside of us so that we can then project a world that we can look at through the eyes of God, so that we can see what God really sees and understands the meaning that God has given to the world. So sentence number 6, my loving thoughts will save me from this perception of the world and give me the peace God intended me to have. So until the work is done in here and we clean up our consciousness, again, we are projecting what is in our mind because we project the past. If we clean up the projector, clean up the lens, get rid of everything that is filtering our perception and see clearly, we will see what God created. A beautiful, benevolent world, a paradise. We really, truly are in paradise, a kingdom of heaven. We've all been placed inside of the kingdom to enjoy it. But we have projected what is not true about it and have suffocated the joy out of it. Let's go to the review of lesson 23, which is, I can escape from this world by giving up attack thoughts. Herein lies salvation and nowhere else. I have to give it up. It's me, right here. I have to do it. Herein lies salvation and nowhere else. Without attack thoughts, I could not see a world of attack. As forgiveness allows love to return to my awareness, I got to forgive myself and then love can come back. I will see a world of peace and safety and joy. It has to be, because forgiveness wipes clean what has been put on the projector. The glass that I am seeing through, instead of it being clear, has a film of of illusion, has a film, has a veil, has a curtain that's been pulled in front of it that prevents me from seeing clearly. And it is this I choose to see. I want to see peace and safety and joy in place of what I look on now. Now let's review lesson 24. I do not perceive my own best interest. How could I recognize my own best interest when I do not know who I am? If I don't know that I'm the child of God, how could I possibly want to choose love? As long as I believe that somebody's attacking me, somebody can hurt me, I'm in fear. If I'm in fear, I'm projecting more fear. I'm projecting protection. I'm projecting, look at what they did to me. So until I come inside and begin to understand who I am, I won't know my own best interest. What I think are my best interests would merely bind me closer to the world of illusions. I am willing to follow the guide God has given me to find out what my own best interests are, recognizing that I cannot perceive them by myself. So who is this guide? What is this guide that God has given me? It's the voice of intuition inside of me. It's the voice that says, I and the Father are one. It's the voice of every master that has walked on this planet, that has been leaving us clues, that have been pointing to the truth. And every single one of those masters that was pointing to the truth, we turned that master into some idol to be worshipped and created all kinds of rules and regulations of how we were to get to know them, how we were to be worthy of them approving of us. And yet every single one of those masters didn't come to be approved of. They came to tell us that we were already proof that God existed within us. They were here to tell us that we needed to come inside to ourselves. They were the way showers. Because they found God inside of them, they were showing us how we could find God inside of us. Buddha was telling us to understand our monkey mind. Buddha was telling us that all illusions, all fear was created in the mind. And he said, no mind, there are no problems. And here we are. 500 years later, Jesus comes in to tell us, just love your neighbor, love yourself and love God. That's it. So if you don't listen to your mind, there's no problem. As Buddha said, if you love everybody, there's no problem, as Jesus said. You combine those two things, boom, peace on earth. So let's go to review lesson 25. I do not know what anything is for. To me, the purpose of everything is to prove that my illusions about myself are real. The purpose of everything is to prove that my illusions about myself are real. I get a job to prove that I'm important. I get a job to prove that I know how to make money and take care of myself. I get a house to prove that I have achieved all this. I get a husband to prove that I am worthy of love. I get my family, my kids, to prove that, somehow I'm special. All of these things, all of these certificates, these degrees, these things on the wall, this money in the bank, all of that to prove that I'm a finite being who has succeeded at something temporary. Whoop-de-doo. Sentence number 3. It is for this purpose that I attempt to use everyone and everything. Yes, we do. We want to use everyone and everything to prove to us our insignificance and why it is that we need to add to it, or that we're better or lesser than others. It is for this that I believe the world is for. What a limited way of using the world. That the beaches are just for my once a year vacation. That the stores are there for me to look good. That the cars are for me to, drive in style. Therefore, I do not recognize their real purpose. We don't understand the real purpose of the world. The world is a playground for us to learn how to share and care and cooperate and communicate and collaborate and co-create. It's a playground where we get to share the bounty of this beautiful planet with one another. The purpose I have given the world has led to a frightening picture of it. Let me open my mind to the world's real purpose by withdrawing the one I have given it and learning the truth about it. So we got a 2-part process here. Let me read this again. Let me open my mind to the world's real purpose. So I got to open my mind. What is the purpose of the world? Well, I will only know the purpose of the world when I withdraw the one I have given to it. I got to say, well, maybe I don't have it right. Maybe what I think is not true. Maybe if Ken would have said, maybe she's not cheating on me. If he would have just been open to the possibility that maybe I wasn't cheating, then what would have happened is part 2, learning the truth about it. How simple. So when I withdrew my need to defend myself, I began to learn the truth about me. There's nothing to defend. I was created whole, perfect, and complete. I am a worthy being. I am a trustworthy being. Everyone that knew me knew, and that didn't really even matter. I knew my truth. I didn't need to defend it. But I withdrew my belief about what was happening, and then the truth was revealed for me. By whom? By the voice of the Holy Spirit, the voice of intuition inside of me, the voice for love inside of me, the voice that reminds me who I really am. But for us to hear that voice, we need to stop hearing this voice. Thanks a bunch, and I hope you've enjoyed this lesson, and I look forward to seeing you in the next review.